In Tulane Community College, I'm Lily Crane here with Jonah Bruneau. Donald, who misses on that three-pointer. The Titans still no scoring yet in the second as they try to cut into the deficit. In the backcourt, Pencer with the ball. For the key.
Rebound by Merrill, good effort. And I like the shot by Bumgarner. She's a very athletic player. She can shoot the ball, but she can also do it all for the Saints.
In the backcourt, it's Wicks. Tossing that ball off. Top of the arc. Titans cycling the ball a little bit. Good ball movement. And Wicks with it again. Pops, takes, drives in, bounces it inside the lane, and a block by Mount Hood. That is by Lily Duffin.
I think that was Kayla Nowak coming inside to reject Duffin on the basket. It stays lane.
Down pass goes to Duffin. Tosses it, and in the paint, the layup is good by Chloe Daniels.
This lane team, they're really tough in the paint. They're hard to stop, and we've seen that so far in the first quarter. And right there again, Chloe Daniels going to work.
And the board goes to the Titans. The rebound goes to Mount Hood, but it's out of bounds off of the Saints.
Good drive by Wicks. She's really quick. She's arguably the quickest player on the lane team here. And she has you saw her trying to go almost coast to coast on that play.
The game there for Lily Duffin. Wicks with the ball in the right corner, tossing it. So blown as she throws the layup up and in.
Yeah, got a foul on Pensner. Won't be a shooting foul, but we saw earlier in the first quarter before he came on air here, Brooke Stuckey, the star player for Lane, got a technical foul through an elbow to a Mount Hood player when they're contesting for a ball on the baseline.
Daniels' first shot's no good, gets the offensive board and misses. Another offensive board, but Titans can't make Mount Hood pay on second and third chances. Now on the other end, driving in the lane. That attempt off, and board goes back to Lane. On the other end, driving it, McDonald, and she's stripped. A little back and forth action here. Saints with the ball, driving on the left.
Adams.
Maya Adams flowing it up and in. Maya Adams, 4 points in the contest for the Titans.
And a travel here could be called on Pensner.
Mount Hood trailing by 12 points. They're going to want to take care of the ball here as they try to just cut into Lane's lead.
In the conference in turnovers. They turn the ball over almost 23 times per game. And we've seen that already in this first quarter. There's been a lot of turnovers both sides.
As my left wing, Maya Adams can be a sharp shooter if needed, leading Lane in 3-point percentage. As another offensive foul called against...
Don Bumgarner.
That's her third foul, Jonah.
Yeah, and that's foul trouble. And this is a Mount Hood team that doesn't have a lot of depth. Only 8 players on the active roster in this game today, making the trip out to Eugene. So with foul trouble early, gotta be careful.
Wicks trying to toss that one into the paint, and it's deflected. Lucky there as it goes out of bounds off of Mount Hood.
Bumgarner, baseline, going for the ball. Taking a second. Over so far in this game, 14 already in the first half by Mount Hood. But Lane also is right there with 9 of their own turnovers. So it's been kind of a sloppy first quarter and a half or so. But the points off turnovers, the difference. Lane flies off those turnovers, putting up 16 of their 28 points off of the defensive turnovers versus Mount Hood's only been able to capitalize and put up 6 points.
Yeah, like you said, lots of turnovers by both sides. Lane 9 and Mount Hood with those 14 turnovers. And Lane talked about how Mount Hood's difference in turnovers. Lane not that much better, still averaging nearly 17 turnovers a game.
Maya Adams hitting those 2 threes, getting into the game by 1 3, I'm sorry. But the leading scorer already for the Titans, 7 points, coming off the bench, a non-starter. But Adams is really solid player off the bench. Is able to bring a spark to the Titans offense when they go into a slump mode.
Adams hitting 5 threes a couple games ago against Umpqua. Resuming inside the paint, spinning around the rim and out. That shot by Chloe Daniels. Mount Hood comes away with the ball. Other side, now on the right wing. Passing the ball around is the Saints. Now with Lewis. Guarded, pump fake. Is it off top of the free throw line. And going inside the paint, post up and using the glass to bank it in is Nowak. Excuse me, that was Pencer with that shot.
I think it was Nowak. I think the PA announcer had it wrong, but Nowak, her first points of the game. Look at this collision. It's been a physical game so far. There's been a lot of contact, a lot of bodies hitting the hardwood.
Blown.
It's going to be a foul on Mount Hood.
Chloe Daniels hitting the hardwood there inside the paint.
Yeah,
She's going to go to the line.
Called a foul on Michaela Patterson, excuse me.
Chloe Daniels for the Titans. Comes for most points so far for Lane.
And Lane's 64% from the line, but Daniels hits both right there.
Lead jumps to 15 for Lane. And a steal off the inbound pass by Lane, and the layup is good. Making the Saints pay for sloppy play on the other end. Maya Adams, and then got the assist there on the McDonald bucket as
And Wicks playing great on-ball defense, full court pressure for
turnovers by Mount Hood. And inbounds will be at half court. Gonna go back to McConkey, who got the start today. Only had a few starts on the season. And inside the lane is Wicks, who's off, but cleanup crew is there. It's Chloe Daniels inside, and McDonald is good on the bucket.
Daniels is just dominating inside. It's already her 6th board of the game. Timeout here by the Saints.
Jones in blocks for Lane.
Yeah, and this, like I said, this lane team is tough inside. If you're going to be able to hang in this game with the Titans, you got to be able to, especially on offense, if you can get second chance opportunities, you got to be able to put points back up on the board on those second chances.
Leading 34-15 with 5:15 left in the first half.
And you look at, you mentioned spreading the wealth this team does, Lane does. Brooke Stuckey, of course, 15.7 points per game, but also Emma McDonald averaging 15 points a game. You got Wicks, 12.5 points a game. Chloe Daniels, 12.5 points per game. Everyone contributes in this tight. So, again, you're seeing that in this game so far, and that's why they're so successful, 13-0, and already off to a hot start, up 19 here with just 5 minutes to go before half.
Yeah, and you mentioned their season, but you look at the other end of the floor from where we're standing, lots of banners hanging in this gym. Good portion of them coming from Lane women's basketball. They won the conference title last season, their 6th time, and only lost 1 game in 33 contests.
Yeah, they have dominated this conference in general, but especially in recent memory, and they're doing it again this year.
Mount Hood resuming play in the backcourt. Lost handle of the dribble, but brought it up.
10-second violation. I tell you what, the defense right now, it's the more great defense. I believe that was, again, Wicks, playing full court pressure. And again, it was just too much to handle.
16th turnover of the half for Mount Hood. Inside is Wicks, floating it up and out. And the rebound goes to the Saints. That one mopped up by Peterson. And Hood losing handle of the dribble again.
Yeah, Brianna Lewis having a hard time bringing it up court on this full court pressure.
See if they can get something to go inside the paint. Oh, but the offensive board. Foul call. And for Mount Hood, it's 15 points, a lot of them coming inside the paint in this first half.
Baumgartner, who got bumped earlier on the baseline, was down for a little bit. Still on the bench, but seems to be okay, getting ready to go back in.
As the inbound steal, it's Daniels coming away with it. On the right wing is McDonald. She's off on the 3, and the rebound goes to the Titans. A lot of second chance opportunities. 3-pointer is going to miss everything from the left wing.
Kept in.
Getting a board. Turning it over again, though. And right corner 3, will it go from McDonald? No. Can they get another board? They do. McDonald throwing it. The Saints force a steal of their own.
Tell you what, Lane's been dominating the turnover battle, but it's still some sloppy basketball in their own hands on offense. Defense has been unbelievable.
Trying to force another turnover. Jump ball's called, but Mount Hood will win possession.
Accumulated a game average in one half in this game so far.
And what Lane does on defense, not terribly surprising that they're looking to go over their season average in this game. Mount Hood.
Great trap defense right there by Lane.
Pump fake, throwing it to that far wing. Shot clock winding down, couldn't get that 3 to go. Tight. Wicks taking the three, and she cashes it in. Micah Wicks as as that layup no good by the Saints. Wicks with the ball again, handling it, takes that right elbow jumper. That one in.
Yeah, another timeout for Mount Hood. And how about Micah Wicks getting her name in the fray? Now she's the leading scorer with 9 so far for the Titans. But you look at the scoring for the Titans. 9 for Wicks, 8 for Daniels, 7 for Adams, McDonald, and Stuckey with 6 apiece. Everyone getting involved.
Successful over the years. No selfish basketball from the Titans.
Still 10 turnovers in this first half for the Titans. They're lucky that their defense has been able to make up for it, forcing 19 of their own on the Saints. But nonetheless, 39-15 lead. It's already getting a little bit out of hand.
24-point lead for Lane going into the half, and Lane got the dominant win in the last game at home too against Southwestern Oregon, 99.
Their first conference game as well, so they're 0-1 to begin conference play. Baumgart 4.
He's playing with 3 fouls. Ending that scoring drought.
Since the technical foul has been out of the game, and that was late in the first quarter. She has not played at all here in the second. Matter of fact, she has not taken off her
Shot clock was winding down there. They win the jump ball on that tie-up. They only have 1 second to work with on this end.
when you try to get a moving screen or a screen somewhere, not a moving screen, that'd be a foul. Just a quick shot. Nope.
That quick shot maybe partially blocked by Ops here on the other end.
Watch this full court press right here.
Wicks playing both ends of the floor as the right elbow no good. Offensive board goes the way of the Saints. This time, Mount Hood trying one of their own as they try right corner 3, and it goes halfway down and out. Unlucky there.
Stays Saint basketball. Minute 38 to go here in the half.
22 for the Titans. Baseline inbound is going to be Baumgartner. Getting it to that left corner. Elbow. Turning around and drilling it from behind the free throw line. .123 left to go in the half. Lane still with that 20-point lead, 39-9. Substitutions for Mount Hood as Petzner enters the game. Inside. Lots of ball movement here by the Titans, and that pass going inside to Duffin.
There, and way to get wide open. Tori Line.
And he's almost forcing another steal.
Tori Line got that nice pass inside of Duffin. Found a breakdown in the defense of Mount Hood inside, and it was just too easy. No one to guard Duffin.
For the Saints on the baseline. Player. inbound pass. Dribbling inside the arc. That one's off the glass. No good. Daniels. Send to Duffin. Almost snuffed out by the Saints, and Wick's gonna slow it down and bounce it into Duffin in the paint. Out of bounds to Mount Hood.
Yeah, try to get it inside of Duffin, but Mount Hood collapsed on it.
Shot clock is off. 28.5 seconds left in the second quarter and a half. Mount Hood with possession. Floppy pass goes right to Wick. The lane front court. Put up
You can hold it here until the end of the half.
Yeah, now Lane can hold for one. Wicks is going to take her time. One off inside.
Oh, good defense. Good swat away.
Daniels trying that one. No good. Mount Hood, are they going to try it? No, they run out of time. And that's going to do it for the first half. With the 41-19 lead over Mount Hood after one. I'm Lily Bruno. Will this halftime break give you the second half of Lane against Mount Hood. versus Mount Hood women's game. Lily Crane here, joined by Jonah Bruno at the half. Lane with the 41-19 lead. Jonah, what stood out to you in that first half?
Just the turnovers. A lot of turnovers. Mount Hood, especially with 20. They've almost already matched their game average of turnovers in one half. And that's really been the difference. Of course, Lane have 12 turnovers of their own, but they've been able to capitalize off the turnovers from the Saints. Off turnovers versus the Saints only 8. And as well, Mount Hood only shooting 26% from the field, only going 8 for 30. And that's really why they're stuck at 19 points, down 22 to begin this.
Shooting great from 3-point range, but Lane is shooting 41% from the field.
Sure, if it's a coaching decision, but Stuckey, I mentioned, been absent from the game since. She's on the bench still.
Inside the paint, so Titans are gonna have the ball on the other end. From 3, draining Maya Adams.
That's a pair of threes for Adams so far in this game now. Leading scorer for Lane with 10.
Maya Adams game on the season as
Another
Mount
turnover.
Hood, another turnover, as we mentioned. That's 21st of the game. So
It's almost certain their average is going to go up after this one.
that inbound and inside. Passing it out to Wicks, who's going to take the 3 from the wing. Now 2 for 2 from 3-point range to start the second half for the Titans.
Yeah, Mount Hood's been doing this double team press, and really they're losing track of the fifth. Every time, Lane's been able to locate the outside 3-point shooter, and they're knocking them down.
Saints tossing the ball out of bounds once again. Another sideline inbound for Micah Wicks.
Yeah, if you're the Saints, you're hoping to come out strong to get back in it, but they've come out really flat. And how about that drive from Wicks?
Micah Wicks with a little fake and then driving in the lane for the score.
A 9-0 or 8-0 start to the half.
About a minute and a half gone by in this second half as Mount Hood taking the 3 off front iron and Wicks coming away with the board on the other end. Stopping at the free throw line. Out for the 3 is Emma McDonald. Donald now with the 3. I mentioned how neither team was shooting well from behind the arc in that first half. Lane only at 22%, and then they come out firing 3 from 3 from behind the arc.
They wanted to come out and ice this game pretty quickly, shortly. I mean, it hasn't even been 2 minutes in the third quarter. They go 11-0 out of the half lead. And really, it's almost out of question now. Lane, it would take a miracle for Mount Hood to come back here. I mean, they're just clicking on all cylinders here to begin the second half. From 3, position defense is not there for the Saints. I mean, really, it just comes down to being more precise with the ball on offense for the Saints.
Lane leading 52-19. Still with 8:17 left to go in the third quarter.
How about Michael Wicks? 14 points. Leading scorer for Lane.
2 of 3 from behind the arc, too.
And on the season, Wicks averaging 12.4. So that average is certainly going to go up. And again, with Brooke Stuckey or Lane, seemingly could be the rest of the game at this point. Going to spread the wealth now. Or for Lane this season, but now Michael Wicks stepping up.
Coming out of the timeout on the other end. From the right elbow, wide. Tracking down the rebounds is Mount Hood. And losing it inside the paint. Another turnover for the Saints. across the timeline. This time they can't drain it. That hot 3-point shooting to begin the quarter, still early, and spinning inside the lane. Shot off by the Saints, forcing the steal now again. Shot to the basket. Mount Hood finally getting the layup to go. First bucket of the half for Mount Hood. Titans. Against the Saints.
And really, in every phase of the game, the Titans have dominated all game. Lead better in turnovers, points off turnovers, total rebounds, field goal percentage, you name it. They've got the advantage over Mount Hood.
Left corner, spinning around the rim and out. Saints going into their front court. Inside, throwing up the wild shot. Rebound goes to the Titans. Lane passing it out. That three-pointer off by my Adams.
Remarkable how many open threes Lane has had. One there by Adams, just off the mark.
The three-point percentage moved to 33% for Lane after hot start to the quarter.
Foul on Adams here on defense.
About 6.5 remaining in the third quarter. Lane with the 31 point. Sides make a couple of substitutions.
Charlie D coming into the game. Got 3 rebounds to her name so far.
Lily Duffin. Oh. Baseline inbound. Mount Hood with the ball. Lewis throws that side to Merrill. Passing it, but away to the Titans. Coming on the other end, it's McDonald. Layup is good by Emma McDonald.
Yeah, set up by McConkey, rushing down the court. Great vision, cross bounce pass to Cutting McDonald.
Ball inside the lane, gonna throw up the layup. Hits rim. McDonald tosses it to Wicks, bouncing
Another
back
cut.
inside
Oh,
to
good defense.
McDonald, and Saints with the defense, and then give it right back to the Titans. Wicks gonna slow it down. Was Pensner. Duffin's gonna toss it inside, and a foul that's gonna go against Mount Hood. I think he had the ball there.
And right below us, here up on the booth, see Autumn Baumgartner, the leading scorer for Mount Hood, without a shoe on her right foot, limping along the baseline.
Has to get the basket in. And yeah, Baumgartner with a bag appears.
Yeah, some sort of right ankle injury apparently. Be done for the game. Down 25.
In the left corner, that board up for grabs, and it's going to go out of bounds off of the Saints. 5. Going to throw the ball away to the Saints.
Oh, man.
Nearly a turnover and then a whistle.
Good trap defense by Mount Hood there and forcing the turnover on D.
I think at the beginning of the third quarter, lots of turnovers on both sides. Actually, with the 20 per season average, but they've been forcing turnovers of their own by Lane. Can't quite make them pay. And ball behind the arc. It's going to be Merrill passing that one. Post up. And that shot far left.
Contested by number 4, McConkey.
Hand it off to McDonald. Back out. the Titans as McDonald drains the three.
Mount Hood, they're just lost in rotation. The ball movement's been great by Lane, and Mount Hood can't keep up with it. And again, McDonald's able to get open in the corner.
In this period. 4 minutes left as that shot is taken by Lewis. It was off the mark, so Titans just entering their front court. McDonald is going to take another three, and this one bounces off the... McDonald with a couple threes in succession here for the Titans.
She hasn't been afraid to pull the trigger today. It's her 9th attempt. Leading scorer now for Lane.
Peterson's going to take that shot. Get back to McDonald, who threw that shot up. Seems like it slipped out of her hands a little bit, but then Lily Duffin got it right.
One-point lead.
Another timeout. 3:17 left to go in the third quarter. Lane with quite the lead. 2-21 is the score.
Yeah, it's tough for Mount Hood too, losing Bumgarner, their leading scorer, and the third leading scorer in the entire NWAC conference.
Averaging 21-point game entering this matchup.
Yeah, and she went out in the first half and haven't seen her since, and likely won't see her for the remainder of the game. So when you don't even have your leading scorer to give you a spark on offense coming out of the halftime locker room, it's really hard when you're down 20-plus points to come out and find a way to Lane. I mean, they've only allowed 2 points in this quarter. They have just absolutely controlled the complexity of this basketball game.
2 points in the third for the Saints and 41-point deficit. It's quite demoralizing for a team. Have to think being down by that much and mentioned without leading scorer to chip back into it.
22-2 in the third quarter.
What talking about Lane and its dominance in this conference. It's not uncommon though for the program to do this to opposing teams, especially with big second quarters and big second halves. And with the baseline inbound coming out timeout, McDonald gonna take the wing three. Another one for Emma McDonald.
Paying the price for it. Lane's been able to do a great job.
Lewis with the ball. Shot off by the Saints. And Emma McDonald. Here again, this one doesn't get it to go. Her and Lily Duffin both tracking down that rebound as another three-point opportunity. This time, not getting the offensive board. On the other end, Petzner is going to drive inside the lane, and her layup is good. Second field goal of the third quarter.
Good take by Petzner there. One-on-one.
He's going to get the three-pointer to swirl in from the wing. Just
Mount Hood, I mean, they get in the cluster inside the paint. They don't know how to rotate out, and so it leaves an open shooter every time.
Lane now shooting 9 of 21 from three after the slow start behind the arc in the first half as Wicks off the turnover. Drive inside the lane. Gets the bucket. Michael.
McDonald especially.
Their turnover, that one. Saint player trapped as you talked about that points, those points off turnovers at the break, and Charlie D getting Another one to go. Salt in the wound. with
They're
those
they're
buckets.
seeing everything. Nahud's trying to do. I mean, they try to get a pass to the inside the paint, and they just collapse on the ball immediately. And they do a great job with the trap defense. And it's really it comes down. When you're down almost 50.
For Lane in the third quarter's not even over. Still 57, almost 58 seconds left. Three team fouls, both sides. And McConkey goes back to McConkey, and then just lots of ball movement
Beautiful
once again
ball
to the
movement.
Titans, but Saints with the turnover. At right post, hesitation, and then swiped, and McDonald with the leg. One to go once again. Emma McDonald, we talked about big third quarter for her. As the tie-up.
It's either been
Wicks or
McDonald putting that full court pressure on Lewis, and she's had a handful with them today.
That jump arrow going the way of the Titans. Shot clock is off. 15 seconds with the ball. Out behind the arc. Donald thought about pulling the trigger once again from three, but they're gonna let the clock go, and now McDonald does take the attempt, but it was off the rim. That'll do it for the third quarter. Lane with the 74 to 23 point lead. We'll be back right after this break. To Lane with the 74 to 23 advantage. Start of the fourth quarter. And so far the story of the game for Lane has been the guard play. Two, as the Titans force another turnover, and McDonald inside the paint, floating that one in.
Overall, the leading scorer for Lane when it's all said and done today on the season.
And then Michael Wicks as well, contributing 19 points for the Titans. A couple substitutions will be made.
Brooklyn.
Back. Not quite a minute gone by yet. And she attempts the three. It was a little too strong, so the Saints are going to come up with the board and on the front court. Lewis with the ball. She's going to pull up from three. Too strong. Ball on the floor. For it. And Mount Hood ultimately comes away with it. Reverse layup doesn't fall. Titans moving quickly on the That pass, too strong. Going to be out of bounds for a turnover by the Titans.
McConkey wanted the deep ball there for a touchdown, just out of the reach.
And Saints, their backcourt momentarily.
Yeah. Have been the down 30 of them.
Lane with a handful of turnovers of its own as Saints now with the ball. Up just from behind the arc, draining it. Vanna Burke bringing a little bit of energy for the Saints as Lane with the ball on the right elbow. It's Daniels passing it out around the hole. Nothing, passing that one away. And now another three-pointer will be made by the Saints. Burke shooting it again this time. Not the same result. It's to 26. It's the Lane lead. Minutes left in the game. And Titans, see how much they can grow this lead to. Right wing three. That one's good. During this quarter.
Great to see her get into the scoring column.
And another forced turnover by the Titans. That one by Tori Line. And she makes them pay with the layup. Another timeout. 7:31 left. And Lane just forcing turnover after turnover.
Hey, they're winning 40-7 in the second half alone.
The Saints have come in this fourth quarter. 2.5 minutes gone by and doing a little bit better for Mount Hood. Between these two sides.
I mean, and if you're Lane, we know they've been the dominant team in this conference. And again, champions in the NWAC, 32-1 a season ago, and they have yet to lose a game this season. That's not going to change today. And there's a reason. There games like this where, yes, they potentially have the more talent. When you go onto the court, I mean, it shows. 81-26.
Good with the ball once again. It's going to be Petzner. Off. A little bit and throwing it in the paint and then throwing it away. More turnovers by the Saints. With 8 points of her own. Inside, that shot taken by Burke. Didn't get it to fall, so the Titans will come away with it once again. Go to Moody. And inside, Duffin. Wait. Plenty of time here with big lead as Duffin tries that shot. And they come away with offensive board. Duffin with it again. Going to Chloe Daniels. Her little jumper doesn't fall. Saints escape without a made basket by Lane. Inside the lane, throwing it up and out, but foul was called, so it's a way to stop the clock and get to the line for the Saints.
Yeah, Pensner will go to the line and shoot two. And perhaps what I'm most impressed with from this lane, especially today, has been their ball movement. They're so precise with the way they whip the ball around. A couple turnovers, but for the most part, Mount Hood just can't keep up with Lane on offense, the way they move the ball around. Never had an answer from the get-go to stop the Titans.
What would you say for Lane? Obviously dominant showing here today, but what do you think they could work on going into their next matchups?
Well, and we mentioned the 32 turnovers from Mount Hood, but Lane's had 18 of their own, and that's been a large issue. If Mount Hood was able to shoot the ball better, only shooting 24%, well, if they're able to shoot the ball better, they're probably much closer in this game. I don't know if they're within single digits, but they're closer. And when you play a better team down the line in conference play, cannot turn the ball over almost 20 times coming up on it.
Right on cue, a couple possessions ago there, Lane turned it over. Mount Hood didn't make their three, and neither did Titans. Pushing it around is the Saints, and Petzner with it once again, gonna float it, and she's blocked on the hardwood, and then Titans turn it over once again. About something to work on as spinning in the paint, just a little bit of unluckiness for the Saints. They've had a few shots they were going in and spun out as the shot by Duffin falls. So it's now 85-27.
And more points in the paint for Lane. 46 of their 85 coming from inside the paint. Another turnover here.
Enter the frame again for the Titans. Could likely fall unless some sort of miracle happens. Mount Hood will fall to 4-10 overall and 0-2 in the conference after this game.
I don't
And
think
Line
50-point
passes
miracles
it.
exist.
I don't think I've seen one before.
I know I haven't. Especially with 4 minutes to go.
Pump fake. And layup no good, but the offensive board by the Saints. Spinning around. Tight defense there by the Titans. Around a little bit. Just under 4 minutes left to go. 3-pointers off by Adams. Getting possession once again. And McConkey's going to go for the reverse layup. She puts it in.
Well, from McConkey off the glass. Really nice touch right there. And a good take.
Last 3.5 minutes. And maybe gain a little bit of confidence back for their next matchup as that jumper missed. Going to be Adams' 2 line to Daniels, and that's a shot clock violation.
That's a clock malfunction. There's no way that was 24 seconds.
Yeah, referees are going to go to the scorer's table. Don't know if they...
Yeah, they're going to keep it tight and ball.
Don't know
Or
if
no,
they
they're... Maybe not.
Going
Hood ball.
on, it seems like both on the court and in the booth up here, but it will be Saints ball.
I meant to say 30 seconds. I'm sorry, but that, I think everyone was confused. That was not a 30 seconds.
Not seem like it, but
When you're up 50.
they're just going to give the ball to
Yeah.
Mount Hood. Might not matter a lot at this point, as once again
What a
tossing it
pass.
away. With the ball. Monkey passes it to Line, who's going to try a 3, won't get it to go. Offensive board. attempt was Maya Adams. Just tangled up for the ball. Yeah, possession's going to go to the Titans, and just lots of extra chances for Lane, which is already hard enough for the Saints.
Well, and
Turning the ball over, opportunities on the defensive end of the floor. Pump fake, and then inside,
good
and she's
defense.
blocked. Storyline blocked there. And
Oh,
trying to playing on the ground. Will stay
Great
Mount Hood
hustle.
basketball.
beautiful hustle there. Grace Merrill. Turnover and then taking the tumble, but got right back up on her feet. We're playing hard, even down 60.
And game will be on Wednesday. .5:30 as Duffins inside the paint. Adams, who uses the glass to get the bucket. And for the Titans, their next matchup will be on the road as well. First road game of the conference season will be on Wednesday as well at 5:30 against Umpqua.
For us, Lily, we got one more game today.
We do.
Following.
After this, this is a doubleheader, so there will be a Lane men's basketball game after this. Again, playing Mount Hood as Duffin time on that basket to fall in. And that'll be another made bucket for the Titans, 91-27. Time ticking away. Not likely at this point that the Titans will hit 100 points, but
Well, with the turnover, they could.
they could. This
There
would
goes
be 93, and it will. McConkey with that steal and scored. Now 40 seconds left. Round. And Burke thinking about it, and then that one was just off to Pensner, who couldn't.
Probably just run out the clock here now. Shot clock's off.
Yeah, shot clock's off.
Yep.
Lane, 90 against the Mount Hood Saints. Dominant victory for the Titans.
There it is.
As it's now made official. Well, this has been Lily Crane here with Jonah Bruneau. We'll be back as these two men's teams will face off. But for now, I'd like to thank everyone who made this possible. And so long from Lane Community College.